Few midfielders lit up world football in the 2000s better than Xabi Alonso. The Spanish midfielder showcases elite technical qualities, great passing range, and an unrelenting desire to win. But what happens if you move him to Football Manager 2024? What impact can he have on the field 15 years later? And there was no other club he'd be joining. Alonso is back at Anfield. As you can see, this is the exact same version of him which appeared on Football Manager 2009. On the ball, he's an absolute force. His technique, passing and vision immediately propel him to one of the best playmakers in the division. I'm a little surprised some of his physicals are so low. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts to the pace of the modern Premier League. So far, Xabi has played 8 full seasons since debuting professionally. His time on Merseyside has been successful, winning 4 trophies, including a Champions League in 2005. In 08-09, he'd rack up 11 goals and assists for his club, as his side finished runners-up to Manchester United. Now, though, he's going to be playing with a very different squad. In the past, he was partnering Steven Gerrard in the middle. This time around, it will be Argentine midfielder Alexis McAllister. In all fairness, not a bad alternative. Let's move through the season and see what happens. It would take 5 games for him to score his first goal. Intelligently, he creates space for himself before a long-range effort beats the keeper. As we expected, he'd be involved plenty in the build-up too. Sheffield United must not have got the memo he's returned, as he's given way too much time. What a through ball, and what a finish. It's been a bit of a shaky start though. Despite losing just once in their first 11 league games, his side have won just 5. Here against Burnley, a costly Mo Salah penalty miss late meant another draw. Things did start to improve a little. Gakpo would add a 6th in a convincing victory against Brighton. With 20 league matches played, Liverpool are sitting 4th, 6 points behind early leaders Manchester United. If they could just convert more of those draws into wins, there's definitely potential for a late charge up the league table. Let's move away from the league briefly though, and see what they could do in other competitions. Unfortunately, Xabi wouldn't have chance to emulate his Champions League success. This season, Liverpool compete in the Europa. They'd win their group convincingly, losing 0 games in the process. Victories against Benfica and Villarreal set up a historic semi-final against AC Milan. The first leg would finish with a 3-3 draw. At Anfield, Liverpool were unstoppable. A great read by Alonso, who sets up Núñez en route to victory. The opening goal of the game would arrive in extra time. Cody Gakpo given way too much space as he finds the back of the net. It would finish 3-0, and again, Xabi Alonso has a European victory with Liverpool. Unfortunately, their FA Cup campaign would end very prematurely. In the League Cup, there was another deep run. The Spaniard would score the decisive goal in a 3-2 aggregate victory over Chelsea, propelling his side to another final. Just like he did for nearly 2 decades, Xabi's playmaking would be elite. His midfield partner is found with a through ball and won't miss from there. His second trophy of the season. Let's move back to the Premier League and see if he can finally get his hands on a winner's medal. Well, he made a good start in the new year. Probably my favourite goal of his from this season. He controls his volley impeccably and scored the only goal of the game v Fulham. Another of Liverpool's midfielders stepped up too. With Alonso controlling the defensive side of the game, ahead of him, Curtis Jones could really get forward and contribute. Final games would see a slight dip in form. This victory against Forest would be their last, before picking up just 1 point out of a possible 12 to end the season. Here are Xabi's full season stats. He had no problems with fitness or injuries, playing 45 games for his club. He played an integral role in each of the cup victories, particularly the Europa League one, securing 3 goals and assists in 7 starts. With him being deployed so deep by Jurgen Klopp, he'd average a goal once every 800 minutes. On average, he'd complete 47 passes per game. His ability to retain possession was absolutely elite, though, losing the ball in just 12% of those passes. But could he fire his side to a third trophy? Not this time. Like in reality, the Premier League would elude him. Man City would be too strong and retain another league title. As mentioned earlier, a big drop in form during the final weeks of the season meant they lost out on being runners-up, moving all the way down to 4th. For me, Xabi Alonso was one of the best midfielders to grace the Premier League. His effortless style and elite technical qualities helped him win major honours with many of Europe's biggest teams. Since retiring and entering the dugout, he's retained that winning feeling and must be looking to add to his trophy collection again this season.